sharing, you do a ton of training, obviously, getting ready for this Ironman. So a lot of people struggle with work-life balance as it is, and you're throwing in like this whole other beast into it. So can you give some tips? How do you balance all of this? Like maintaining your marriage, you have what, 4 kids, and you have a business you run, and then you train pretty much, I think, what would be considered full time for this Ironman.
It's like a part-time job. I mean, honestly, it's part-time. Um,
So how do you
so
do it all?
so I just, not to plug it, but our SPEARity app, actually, so the to me, when I was looking at business owners and what's the problem that business owners or leaders have to solve, and the problem is that we're juggling a bunch of things at the same time. So you think about, like, if you're juggling something, there's a time when you throw something in the air, and then you got to throw the timing something else in the air, and you throw in 3 things. You throw another thing in the air. Well, by the time that first one drops, you got to catch it, throw it back up in the air in the right trajectory. By the time the next one comes down, and you got to get it this thing where you're going like this, where you keep it in the air. Business owners are doing the same thing. You can only focus on, let's say if I have to do sales, but then I've got to somehow service the clients, and then I've got to collect the money. And so I got to do all these things at the same time. So how do I do it? Well, the SPEAR process is about, your plan should be breaking down all the things you have to do into small pieces. Focus on that small piece during the time. And then when you're done with it, figure out what you do with it, put it in a specific spot, and then move on to it. So I pretty much, so doing the SPEAR process, where I have all my prayer time, my workout time, all that stuff is all done in my calendar. I have everything organized there. So I have to be super organized to do this. So that's one. Two is, my wife is more of a late person. I'm more of a morning person. So I'm getting up, honestly, before her. And we don't have that time in the morning where she doesn't even like me anyways, because I wake up like this, like, okay, let's go, it's morning. And she's like, why are you looking at me right now? Why are you so happy? There's no reason to be happy. I have to be up. It's morning. It's dark. She always like, it's dark outside. I'm like, I don't understand why it makes a difference. Like, we just went running, and it was 29 degrees in the morning. So it's below freezing. It's pitch dark. It felt great out there running. Like, it was a great, like, my friend Joe, who runs with me, is loud. So he talks super loud. And he has like this New Jersey accent. So he's like, yeah, Darren, we're just gonna be going like this. I'm like, Joe, it's like 6 a.m. You shouldn't be talking this loud. But the point is, like, so that time where we wouldn't spend that time in the morning together anyways. So that's when I get my stuff done. So early in the morning, I'm done working out. And then I start my work, and I'm pretty much, and business has been outstanding. I mean, I said, it's purely grace of God that we're getting clients calling us, opportunities coming our way. And it's a lot of the seeds we've planted in the past. So all that all that marketing and selling that happened. But so now I've got a full schedule. I'm, like I said, I work out in the morning, full schedule. And then we get my nighttime has been, my wife and I tend to try and do something. Like, we've been eating dinner together, probably, I would say 5 out of 7 days. And more likely, we average probably 6 days, where we have our date night is usually Friday night. Saturday night tends to be like we'll do all of our work. Like, my mornings are, I'll ride a bike for 5 hours on a Saturday, 6 hours. So I may be done at like 2 in the afternoon, but by then I'm done, though. I rest my stuff by 3, 4, whatever. And then we get the evening together. So, and then Sunday's my total, I do nothing. I go to church, and then I am chilled. Other than this past Sunday, I had to get leaves off the roof. So I had to do that, blow those off. But other than that, it was not that big a deal. So I'm just very intentional about my time and being organized on all the things I have to get done. And then once I'm done, though, I have, like, I'm right now, I can tell I'm pre-burning out, because I'm working, my calendar should only be 65% full, and it's been closer to 85, and it's blessing. Like, it's work, all good stuff, but it's too much. So next week, I'm actually blocking off time where schedule anything. I'm just going to keep it open. And by saying this right now, I just signed a new client that is I'm onboarding next week. That I'm so even in talking to you right now, I have to. It's on my list to do, but because I haven't done it yet, I'm already booking that time. I think protecting even your time away from doing all this stuff is just as important as protecting the time to actually do all the stuff you're trying to do. So, in recap, Spear app, calendar, segmented time to do specific things, um, and then just making sure I do check in regularly to make sure that I'm investing time with everybody. Like I went, my son's birthday was the 22nd of October, so I drove up an hour to go see him, spent an hour with him, and then drove back. Like I still making time for the priorities in life, which is the people. My mom's birthday is this Sunday, so we're gonna have cook for her and have her over. So I'm making sure I'm intentional still about the time. I'm still going to church regularly. So it's really being super hyper intentional about your time.